Hey, this is Clark Beckham, former runner-up of American Idol Season 14. We're going to dive right into the final episode of American Idol in Hawaii to round out the top 21. Dillon James. Dillon by far had my favorite response to making it in the top 20.
I'm excited. I'm happy. I'm alive. And I don't know, it doesn't make a lot of sense to people when I say that, but it's like, that's a real statement for me. I never thought I would be here. I wish to go away. And now, as you go through all the steps to find yourself again, you start to see the value even in yourself. I never felt like this.
Shoo! If you didn't cry right there, your cryer's broken. I mean, what a sweet guy. And I'm just so happy I really like him. Genavieve Linkowski. I have really liked Genevieve this whole time. She sang a Lauren Daigle song, who, by the way, was on American Idol. Lauren Daigle went to Hollywood Week, and then she got cut. It's kind of funny. I think Genevieve did okay. Her note extensions are always nice. What I mean by that is just the extra notes that she puts on top of the regular melody are always creative and always musical, and I like those. Always has great stage presence. Luke Bryan said, "We just got no connection from you." I could see on her face the frustration of that note. I can't tell you how frustrating it is to get a note that you don't understand at all. So for me, my thing is soulful grit type of a voice, especially when I sing songs like This Is a Man's World. And when I auditioned for American Idol and I sang it as soulful and gritty as I could possibly be, and then all of the judges were like, "Why'd you pick that song?" And I was like, because of just the soul of it, the grit and the intensity. And Keith Urban was like, "Yeah, I didn't get any of that." And I was like, oh. I mean, that's the only thing I was focusing on. And I know it's frustrating for Genevieve because this song is a Christian song. It's a worship song. Her Instagram is Singer for Jesus. She's connecting to this song. And I bet the audience was into it as well. And then for them to say no connection, I think sometimes the judges will say a critique because they don't know what else to say. It's kind of like when you're breaking up with someone and you don't know what to say. So you just say something that's not really true. Like, I just needed my space and it's me and I'm just messed up and I need to find myself, when the reality is just like, I just don't like you anymore. So they just kind of make something up. I think we might have been doing that because that's not the note. No connection. It's nefarious, so it's something you can say and you can't be proven wrong. If they said you were sharp, you could go back and be like, "No, she was not." Or you just didn't smile. Those are definitive things. But if they say something like, "We didn't feel a connection," or some type of non-tangible factor of performing, then you can just say that. And it's like, if I didn't feel a connection, I didn't feel a connection. So I don't know if I buy that note. Connecting to that Christian song and then connecting to other people doing the song is the strength of the song. And to hear, "We didn't feel a connection," that hurt. And I don't think I quite believe it. Franklin Boone. When I heard this performance, I was like, okay. The judges were like, "Wow, show's over, da-da-da." And I was like, all right. And then he kept singing. And this is what makes me want to smack, not really, but kind of smack, verbally maybe, the editor in the face, figuratively. I don't condone violence. When he made it through and they were talking about how great he was, they were playing his performance in the background. Oh my gosh, this makes me so mad. While they were overdubbing like how he felt that he made it through and the judges talking about him, they were playing the second half of his performance. And the second half of his performance was dope. And you could barely hear it. I mean, because I was really listening. I was like, ooh, chord change, arrangement, note, vocal, like taking it somewhere else. And I was like, oh, that was one of my favorite parts of the entire night, was his performance in the background of the interview. And that drives me nuts. Who's doing the edit? Do we have someone who loves music, or do we have someone that's a TV editor putting interviews over the best parts of the song? And they're like, what do you do? I want to hear that. So Franklin Boone, I'm down. I love what he did. It was hard for me to hear it, but what I heard in the background of his interview was actually maybe my favorite part of the entire show. Julia Gargano, great low range, really warm, reminds me in spots of Madison Ward. Luke said definitely a front runner. They've been kind of planting that with her a bit. That could be them saying to America, we want her to go far. We want you guys to know that that's what we want, and maybe you should think that too. But she's great. Everyone I talk to that's watching the show always like, why have you not talked about Julia? I think she's great. And she did well. Here's the thing. The judges said that her voice was a little hoarse, and she admitted, yes, my voice was hoarse. They go back and play some of the notes that she was hoarse for. You've got to be in control of that. She says it's nerves. I'm not saying I don't believe her, but I don't think the cause was nerves. I think there was the issue. Nerves might have highlighted that, but you've got to take care of your voice. Listen, they're out in Hawaii. I'm absolutely speculating. I don't know what they did. I don't know what their schedule was. They're out in Hawaii and they're having a blast. They're at this resort with all of their new, incredibly talented friends. I'm telling you, it's the most fun you have in your life. Except we went to Detroit and it was literally 0 degrees and it was not at a resort at all, so I'm jealous. You have to be careful when you're in those situations, making sure that you're not talking too loud, you're not shouting over people. Talking is much more harmful for your voice than singing is, but you have to be a good steward of your instrument. You just have to. You've got one performance. She wasn't hoarse because she was singing and practicing all the time. I bet. I don't know. Maybe she was. But you've got one performance and you're probably there for a couple weeks, maybe one, and it gets to performance day and you're hoarse. You need to have a plan in place to make sure that your voice is 100%. Could it have been 100% nerves? I don't think so. Could it have been something out of her control? Yes, it could have. She could have done everything right, and then for some reason that day, she had throat coat or she had something weird that got her voice. So absolutely, it could be that. But just a general note, you got to do whatever you got to do to keep your voice. Aliana Jester. This girl comes in knowing she's going home. She talks about how she's by herself and how that's discouraging to her and that she's intimidated by everybody else. And then they surprise her with her dad and her stepmom, which was really cool. I did not expect that. The only problem is if you're pursuing this artist thing, you're going to be by yourself a lot. The bigger your career gets, the smaller your circle gets, the more alone you get. And that sounds depressing, but you're gonna be alone a lot of the time and you're gonna be in places where you gotta figure out what to do next and there's no one there to help you. So unfortunately, her dad is not gonna be there all the time for her in her career. You've gotta be able to be alone and be okay with it and keep going. Being intimidated by other singers, I get it. In your career, you're not going to be in the same situation where you've got 39 other wonderful singers staying with you and competing with you. So that's not really something that she's gonna have to deal with on that level. But the underlying issue, being intimidated and a little bit of that insecurity, that's also something that needs to be handled. And that's part of the package of an artist, is being able to handle being by yourself and being confident and not being intimidated by others. She sings This Is Me, great song, comes across a little yelly to me, doesn't quite nail it. She goes into the deliberation knowing that she's going home. I'm thinking the same thing. And then she made it, which was interesting because there's a lot of talent and these are hard cuts and they're letting some good people go. Every person that makes it in is one less spot. That one was a little hard for me to understand. Sophia Wackerman. Yep, she showed us that she can do absolutely, say it with me, anything. You want her to sit down and arrange a song different than you've ever heard it and make you cry? She can do that. You want her to sit down with a guitar and do the same thing? She can do that. You want her to stand up and dance and not have an instrument and do a pop song? She can do that. She can do any song, any feel, any instrument, any vibe, original music, cover songs, a brand new arrangement, nail the original one, powerhouse, poppy, runs, piano, guitar. She can do anything. She's killer at B-roll. She's killer at the interviews. She's got a gorgeous, beautiful, sweet story and family. Her relationship with her brother James is so heartwarming and so sweet. And he's a beast, by the way, at drums. Chops for days. The idea of her singing in honor of her mother just makes me want to weep because she does it so well. Her dad seems so nice and wonderful. I don't know if you guys ever play video games, but I played video games, especially sports, when I was growing up, and I still do. You could go create a player, and then you could go to all his attributes. There's speed, strength, juke, spin move, catching. There's all these different traits of what makes a football player good or bad, and you could just go and max them all the way out to 99 if you want. That's Sophia. If American Idol is a video game, Sophia is a created character that is maxed out at 99 in every single category. Every single category. That's working with people, that's interviews, that's stage presence, that's connecting with the audience, connecting with cameras, powerhouse notes, runs, musical arrangement. She knows how to put together a package of a performance of a 90-second song. And then she dresses awesome. She just looks great. She's everything. 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 I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. Is she the front runner right now? I don't know. Is she the most talented? Yes, and it's not close. She has no weaknesses. She's Superman without kryptonite. The hair flip was very intense.
Get on my elevator, baby, we're going up. Give me that now and later.
Okay. She's just showing him that she can do anything and everything as good or better than anyone else can do it. I guess you can tell who my favorite is. Also, I'm biased because I sang with her and Sarah Eisen, and they're both awesome. Robert Taylor. Oof.
You're not gonna make our top 20.
Oh.
Keep chasing those dreams.
Oh, that hurt. Okay. That one hurt a lot. I think Robert probably experienced the most pain out of anybody that got cut. First round of Hollywood Week, I promise you, he was the guy. Not just among the viewers as we're watching, I mean among the contestants. I guarantee you the culture of that group was, oh my gosh, there's Robert Taylor. I'm telling you, everyone's expectations for him after Natural Woman was top 5. And then group round came and woof. Rough, but he's so good. They just let him through, like, all right, you get a pass. Then solo round came, not so great, but he's so good. They gave him another chance. You're on American Idol, and they're giving you 2 chances. That's how good he is. They're at top 40. He comes to do a song. I think he feels like he needs to go run around and be excited, and that's what they need. That's what they want. And listen, you're hearing that stuff from the producers because the producers want to make a good show, so they want high energy stuff. At the end of the day, it's a contestant's choice, but he decided to do Take Me to the Pilot, and I don't know the original song, but he just did too much, running all over the place and was running out of breath. When breath goes out the door, you're in trouble. And I think it's because he was running around the stage and getting hype and being excited, and I don't think he's used to doing that. I could be wrong. He said something about, I want to do this so I can show the judges I've listened to them and I'm doing what they said. And then their note was, I feel like you didn't hear us. And we go from the king of the hill, big man on campus, people just, oh, that's the guy. That's the guy, the best singer on the show, to getting cut at top 40. That hurts. The issue is, he may be the best singer, but you have to have the ability to take that Ferrari engine of yours, speaking to Robert, and put it in a package, a 90-second or however long you have, that's a complete product. And he just didn't show that. They gave him 2 chances, and on the 3rd one in a row where he just missed, they let him go. It was the right decision because they can't trust him with a slot on their live show. When the shows go live, there's no more editing. They can't edit the good parts and make it entertaining and make sure it's just live. They have to trust those contestants to pick songs and to perform them in a way that's going to hold the attention of everyone because they can't edit anymore. And he showed that's not something that he can handle. That one hurt a lot. Kimmy Gabriella says she's not gonna be the biggest wow, and then she does this.
Now that I've learned all about you.
Ew!
Love just like cars when it lasts.
Woo!
I won't.
She crushed. She's someone who also has a Ferrari voice and has just been a little bit in the background, but just consistent, keeping it going. She made it through. I'm very excited to see what she does. Cyniah sang Lady Marmelade and crushed it. She did exactly what needed to be done. She was soulful, sassy, played to her strengths, just crushed it. Perfect song choice. She did everything. If I'm curating a live show, I want her on it. I want her doing that on the show. I want that there. And so she made it through. She's one of the better singers on the show. Makayla Phillips did Sorry Not Sorry, and she crushed it. Showed again that she, very much like Sophia, is a total pro when it comes to stage presence and just feeling it and going for it. She does it. Whatever the song calls for, she goes for it, and she kills it. She's someone to watch that is very good at moving around and doing high energy stuff and keeping the crowd into it. And if you notice, she's not running around. She's staying in one place and doing a lot of things with her arms and her hips, so she keeps her breath. Where Robert was kind of running around and losing his breath. If I tried to get hype, I'd do the exact same. I don't know what to do. I don't do that. I would be running around like crazy and losing my breath, and I'd be in an uncomfortable situation too. But Makayla knows exactly how to do it. Olivia Ximines, X. They never say her last name, and so I can't find how to say it. Olivia sang Proud Mary, and I loved it. I was so impressed. She takes off the trench coat. She's got a yellow Tina Turner dress. She does Tina Turner perfect. And it was a showstopper. I mean, there's something really special and dynamic about singers who can dance really, really well. One thing that I think she misses on is, now, again, she's 16 years old, so I understand. I still just see her as a cute little girl, which is fine, because she is a cute little girl, 16 years old, and that's great. When she says stuff like, we're gonna take this way back, being real slow, and she's trying to do the Tina Turner thing, the cool, slow, sultry thing. Like, I don't believe you. She's just too cute. Like, I just don't believe you. You're too cute. But it brings up a point. She dances, she goes all over the stage, sings, sounds great, looks great, crushes. In the same way, contestants hear people do runs and be like, I want to do runs, and if that's not their thing, they shouldn't do that. I think it's the same way with this. If you can't run around stage and dance and move, you shouldn't try it. You're gonna be encouraged to do it because everyone else does it and it's exciting, but if that's not your thing, you shouldn't do it, because people that kill that, like Olivia, they're gonna do it after you, and it's not gonna be good. You just gotta stick to your thing, no matter what that is. Grace Leer and Lauren Mascetti. I don't like this. I don't like this. I understand it. I know why they're doing it. I don't like it. Grace Leer sings and crushes.
Come close to you, you make me feel so. Come on, you make
Hey!
me feel.
Better kick that hit. Lauren sings and crushes. Lauren's the girl that does all these gorgeous, brilliant, original songs. Grace is someone who I haven't been aware of so far, but she comes in and, as one of the judges say, is one of the winners of the whole night. If she's one of the winners of the whole night, then why would you put her in a situation where she could go home when another 20 other people are making it in? If she's one of the winners of the night, why even do this? She should be in the first slot. If she's one of the winners, she should be in one of the winning slots in the beginning. Why are you doing this to her? Same thing with Lauren. She did great. She's shown so much on the back end of this show. Why would you put two of your best singers in a position where one of them is going to go home when you've got other slots that did not get filled with the same caliber of talent? But like I said, I understand why they did it. Maybe they just want one country singer for the girls, the Dillon James counterpart. I think it's also they want to see what America values more. The girl who sings great and has these gorgeous, beautiful, original songs, or the girl that sings great, does the big cover songs and crushes them. What does America value more? Because whatever America values more is who they want through, because they want America to value the show. So I think that's why they did it, but I just think it's not fair, because I think they're two of the better singers and one of them is not going to make it. And they're both way more deserving of that spot than some of the people that made it in. That's why I'm upset about it. One thing I noticed about the tuning thing, a lot of you guys ask me, is this fair? Is this okay that they're tuning some people and not tuning others? Here's what I realized. They've tuned every single person in the top 20 the whole time. Here's why. They have to be fair. American Idol is very good about making sure each contestant gets fair treatment. So if they tune one person that America has to vote for anytime in the show, they got to do it to all of them. So they had a decision to make. Don't tune anybody, or let's tune the ones that America's going to be voting on so they fall in love, so that when it comes to voting time, they're all going to tune in to watch because they love all of them so much. But they didn't give anybody special treatment within the contestants that America is voting for. That's why it's fair. According to my ear, which is not perfect, it sounds like they tuned everyone equally within the top 20 from the very beginning to the very end. All that's going to go out the window for the live shows, and some of these notes that these contestants have been singing are going to be exposed, and we're going to see if they're really there or not. But if they weren't there, I don't think they'd have made it this far. So all that to say is, it kind of hit me. Oh, they have to have equal treatment for anyone that America votes for. That's why if they tuned one person, they have to tune all the top 20. And it seemed like they were just tuning the people that went through, but really it was just a fairness thing. If they tune one person, they have to tune all the top 20, and those are the people that are making it through. So I'm not mad about it. I almost made a top 20 strictly on tuning, not thinking about anything else, just who they tuned and make that a top 20. Because that's the fall, is if you're really listening and have an ear for it, you can tell who the top 20 is going to be from the very beginning. And that's not as fun.